For me, is to know who I am. Growing up in Singapore is a mixed pot of people. What is so special about Singaporeans? A lot of people can't tell. Then who are we? Knowing your tradition, your heritage.
Make me sort of think about myself, my roots, where I am from, and what about me is from my roots.
And you know that your way of doing things, your disciplines, your principles in life.
And what about me is actually the new things that I've acquired since I was born. Puppet comes from different places. Let's say Sun Wukong. If it's handmade in a certain district, you have these features because these features are what this district likes. But when in another hands of another puppet master from another place, the features are different.
And so puppet making have a lot of craft skills inside, and to combine them together and make a puppet out. Paper Monkey have a lot of different styles of puppets, so through working with them, I learned a lot of different types of puppets.
I have been doing puppetry about 20 over years. When I set up Paper Monkey, I was hoping that to do quality children's performance. So many years I felt that there are not many good children's companies in Singapore to impart moral and also our culture, our heritage to them.
When I was young, training to be a performer on stage, Ben has taught me about puppetry before. I've went through a course with him where we made puppets and perform with them.
I've been doing a lot of work in the arts, entertainment scene, technical aspects especially. And this is just a natural extension.
I do some puppet making projects with Paper Monkey, and I do some shows with them as well. I love the knowledge from the tradition puppets, like how you warm up your fingers before you do hand puppet, how the way they walk.
In Chinese theatre, most of the puppetry form will follow wayang. So we classify according roles of 生旦净末丑, the male role, the female role, the old man or old women role, the clown role, and the painted faces. Let's put it this way, as a female, you can see that it's very subtle. But male and clown, oh.
Paper Monkey is a company that it is rooted in tradition, but it also doesn't hesitate to embrace the future in using new technologies and methods. So this traditional thing has sort of evolved into the semi-traditional and semi-futuristic thing.
If we don't develop a certain art form, it will just stay stagnant. And when it becomes stagnant, then it will be rejected by society, and you only go to museum and see them. So they don't even talk in falsetto. Ladies usually very high note. We bring it down because then the young people can be more acceptable.
When I perform inside, I don't feel like I'm a traditional puppet performer. I am using the traditional techniques and using the traditional methods and style, but they also use a lot of videography, and they also use projection. And because of that, it doesn't lose its traditional side, but also it is able to progress into the future. And this struggle between tradition and future is something that theatre artists has always struggled with, and Paper Monkey has done it well.
The difficulties about it is that rock puppet, where you have to hold on to like 1.2 kg up, and then you need to take very long, so you need to hold on to it and perform to the audience.
This time and age, we don't have the time to train ourselves to be the expertise. So somehow we need to try to juggle away that although we are not that pro, we still can put on a performance under the guidance of a master.
Every show to us is all precious. It's when we finish a show and children watch it and they laugh, over the months of training, over the months of toying over rehearsals, getting into theatre, and then at the last moment when the curtain just come down and you just have this heartwarming feeling that you brought
Joy of bringing the puppet to life and to the audience, that will be the reason why.
Number one, it's not for kids. Number two, it's not for grown-up either. Then who do you belong? It's just anybody who loves puppets.
For young people, looking at traditional stuff, we may always think that it is not related to us because it is slightly slow paced compared to our lifestyle now. We are all humans, and humans has this need to imagine. Now, in this new technology, the imagination is brought into us. We have CG effects, we have things, explosions and all, which in the past weren't possible. So in the past, they use a lot of things like puppetry, which require us to use our imagination to imagine that the puppet is flying, to imagine that there are actually fireworks and flames around the area. Whereas, nowadays, we see that immediately. The traditional art forms, they are not art forms that exist for about 10 to 20 years. They are art forms that exist for centuries. There is a reason why they exist for centuries.
Main thing is to ask yourself, when you are chasing something that you love, that you like, what do you like so much about it? And how does it apply to the things around you? For example, for us, we are always focusing on traditional puppetry. Why? Because it's actually very near to us from our rich cultural heritage. In Singapore, we have so close proximity to the Chinese culture, to the Malay culture, Indian culture. Why not start with something that is close to home, your background, your cultural background?
When we start doing puppets, right, a lot of you will say, it's for children. But it's not. There are much more in it. It actually can be quite adult. So I hope that you will give this puppetry a chance. And in fact, give tradition a chance. Not all traditional art forms are boring.
Using the traditional knowledge, hold on to it, and put your own knowledge inside, combine together, and it might create different types of thing you'll never know.
So if you take your time, to just spend a bit more time there, you'll realize its beauty and you'll realize the importance of why it has to exist in every age and time.